Hi. Hello. Hi, Maya. Can you hear and see me? So I am late because I've got problems with connection. So there is some sort of difficulties on my internet connection earlier, and I have to reset my connection for that. But it's okay now. I hope that you can all hear and see me. Hey, Anya, Gab, Christoph, Maya, Justina. Yes, thank you. Thank you that you hear me. And upon checking here, we've got, 40 people. Hi, Zibi, and Ola, and Monica, Peter, Beata, Senya, Alexandra, Kuba. Oh, we have another Peter and Katarzyna, Christina, Karina, and so on and so forth. Okay, anyway, so I must tell you that today's lesson is really easy. So, by the way, September is near, and I believe that we are expecting a lot of new people. So, I hope that, yeah, there will be like more of you soon. And I hope that you will like my presentation today. For those who doesn't know me yet, my name is Marian. Yes, I am from the Philippines, and I hope that you will like my presentation about collocations today. Today's lesson is very easy, to tell you honestly. It's really easy, but then as we move along, especially in the part that we're going to do a little bit of exercise, that is where you can expose yourself to more phrases in English that is connected with phone collocation. So let's start. First of all, of course, what is a collocation? Just a review for everyone, yeah, and for some of you, a collocation is two or more words that often goes together, as you can see, that often go together, and this combination just sound right to native speakers who use them all the time. So, on the other hand, other combinations may be unnatural and just sound wrong. So, that is why some English learners would want to know more about phrasal verbs and idiomatic expressions because it sounds more natural if they use a lot of those words. Yeah. Okay. And at the same time, collocations, as you can see here, they are they are often, let's say, goes together, the words, a word and another word, most of the time noun and a verb, for example, and sometimes interchange to phrasal verbs. Yeah. Your language will be more natural and more easily understood if you learn collocations. You will have an alternative and richer way of expressing yourself, and it is easier for our brains to remember and use language, okay, of blocks of language, I can say, rather than single words. And of course, yeah, this is the one that I am telling you. And of course, how to learn collocations. It's very easy. Be aware of collocations. Try to recognize them. Write down other words that collocates with it. Read as much as possible. Revise what you learn and practice what you have learned. And of course, learn collocations in groups that work for you. Okay, so that is just a little bit of information about about collocations. Now let's move on with some phrases in English that often goes together that is connected with phone. Yes. First on our list is telephone voice. Telephone voice, what is it? It is an accent, a tone of voice used or adopted by a person when speaking on a telephone, especially either one that is intended to be particularly clear, engaging, or businesslike, or one which is regarded as affectedly cultivated or pretentious. So, I have a question. When you speak on the phone, do you have a more formal telephone voice, or do you sound the same? Do you notice yourself sometimes when you talk on the telephone, whether sometimes you sound like more formal whenever you talk with someone, or is it just the same normal for your voice? Mm-hmm. I know in my case, it is changing automatically whenever I need to speak with someone on the telephone, especially if it is like for business or for formal purposes. Yeah. But if it's with friends or with family members, sometimes I speak with them even if I'm lying on my bed or something. You sound different when you lie on the bed while talking with someone than when you're actually standing up or sitting up straight when talking to someone, isn't it? It depends on the person and situation. Yes, exactly, Peter. Correct. It really depends. Yeah. The telephone voice. But it's changing, isn't it? You notice? Okay. Next on our list, I don't know if you still have this in your country. Phone directory. Of course, it is called telephone book, telephone address book, phone book, or the white and yellow pages. Yeah, a listing of telephone numbers. So, if I may ask, um, is it still common in Poland? Phone directory. I mean, I mean, not the digital one. Okay, not the digital one that that it is saved on our phone, but the big book. Yeah, the literal phone book, if I may ask. I remember when I was young, way back 1990s, we have that under our telephone. So, and it is useful. It is actually useful. And I am like happy if my classmates were there on the list. So, is your home number listed in the phone directory? You still have that in Poland, if I may ask? A literal phone book. You have anyone who's using it? Well, nowadays it is by request, actually. At least here I understand and I believe that it is by request. Like, for example, my internet connection, it comes with a telephone. So it is by request if you want to have a phone book. Uh-huh, it exists. Thank you, Gab. I see. It still exists until now. Yeah, it's the same here, but it is by request. Unlike in the past, it is like mandatory. Once you have a line, you purchase a line, they're gonna give you this phone book, the one with white pages and yellow pages. But now, no, not really. I have my telephone for how many months now? But no, they don't give any. They didn't give any phone book. Okay, next, let's move on. Um, Gab, by the way, you say it exists. Is it that does that mean you're talking about your home number listed in phone directory? Yeah. Having said that, if I may ask, is it common that households or apartments have landline, like the regular landline? Yeah, that is connected with cables, real telephone. Is it still existing in Poland, or like now it's wireless most of the time, mobile phones if they want to purchase an internet? Or there are still maybe for business, yeah? Businesses still do have telephones, existing telephones, isn't it? Anyway, okay, let's move on to our next collocation, which is record message. Yeah, recorded message. So, of course, recorded message, words is spoken by someone and recorded electronically in order to be replayed again in the future. Recorded message. So, if my telephone, my landline is so basic and it doesn't have any options for me to record a message, but I believe that on mobile phones, of course, definitely we can leave voicemail. Yeah. So, when you need to call someone or a government agency or office, do you always hang up when you hear a recorded message? Like a bot, for example, a recorded message that will uh, let you know, please press 1 or press 2 or press 3 or 4 and so on and so forth. Yeah. Sometimes it's so long. It takes like around 5 minutes for you to get to the right person to talk to, isn't it? Especially when it comes to big offices, government department, I can say. So yeah, are you patient enough to somehow wait and follow the recorded message? Is it common in Poland when you call an agency or an office? There is like a recorded message, like a bot, and will tell you to please press this number. We have to wait and listen to a recorded voice. Thank you, Peter. Yes, thank you, Husina. What is Zeus? ZUS. Sorry, I don't know about that. Is it a government agency? Zeus, yeah, or is it pronounced as Zeus? ZUS. Yes. Thank you, Peter. Yes, Christina. Right. Okay. Next. Um, Next on our list is discuss over the phone. Yeah. So it means that something is done using the phone as a way to do it. So, to ask you, are there things that you don't discuss over the phone? I mean, thinking of the technology that we have right now, thinking of the modern society that we have, that most of the time we rather call than meet someone because it is more easy and convenient to just, let's say, discuss things over the phone or maybe even with video conference, yeah, video call. So however, so having said that, are there still things that you don't discuss over the phone? I mean, thinking of the technology that we have and the convenience that it gives us. Social, okay, thank you, Gab. The Social Insurance Institution. It is called Zeus. Thank you. Mm-hmm. All right, understood. That's why. Okay, yes, you're right. It's really long to call that department for sure. The same here for our social security. Yeah, I don't want to call that agency. Anyway, okay. So, are there things that you don't discuss over the phone? To be honest with you, the in most situations, I can say that, especially now with our situation, almost everything are discussed over the phone already. Mm-hmm. Mm, for some sensitive, let's say, information, it is still, I can say, over the phone sometimes, but you're in a private room that no one is actually can hear, that no one can hear you. Generally not. Okay, thank you, Teresa. There are some complex issues that I do not tend to discuss over the phone. Well, yes, I agree. Me too, anyway. All right, thank you. Another collocation that we have, as you can see here, using phone, use a phone, of course. Pick up a phone. It's not a literal picking it up from the ground, but pick up like answer the phone, talk to someone using a phone, and phone booth, phone box, pay phone, public phone. It is so popular in 1990s, but now I don't see something like that. Yeah, maybe in London there's still phone booths. Yeah. Okay, I'm having hard times with PNF recently. Okay, anyway, let's move on. All right. Now I prepared some practices for you in which that you just need to choose the best answer to fill in the blank, and this can give you an idea of other collocations, phone collocations, and phrases in English that you can use. Okay, so the first one, don't disturb her. She's very good. Thank you, Gab. That is so fast of you as always. Thank you, Kuba. Yes, Justina, Peter, good. Maya, Teresa, good. Okay. Oh, we now have 44 people. Yes, Beata, Yesenia, very good, correct. She's on the phone. That is the right collocation, preposition for that. Next, what if I say, I have to blank a lot of phone calls in my job. Make or do. This is a common mistake, actually. I have to blank a lot of phone calls in my job. Make or do. Thank you, Maya. How about the others? What do you think? What do you think? Yes. Thank you, Gab. I have to blank a lot of phone calls in my job. This is one of the most common mistake in English. Thank you, Peter. Yes, Kuba. Right. Thank you, Peter. Yes, Beata. Okay, let me tell you the answer. Thank you, Lukash. It's all right. The answer is make. Make a lot of phone calls. Okay, so let me tell you, generally speaking, do, when we say do, it relates to physical tasks and activities that are vague or indefinite. So while make refers to a specific outcome or objective created by that activity. So in this case, we have to make a lot of phone calls. I have to make a lot of phone calls in my job. It refers to like a specific object created by that activity, specific outcome. Yeah. So yes, make a lot of phone calls. Right. Next, let's move on. It's all right. What about here? I'm gonna make a phone call. A lot of phone calls every day. I'll blank you a call tomorrow. Okay, so how about this one? Let's say someone would want to call you tomorrow. And then he said, I'll blank you a call tomorrow. Is it make or give in this case? Yes, thank you, Peter. Yes, Justina, Beata, Teresa, very good. It's okay, correct. It's give. So in this case, in this context, as you can see, the difference between make and give is that make is quantity produced, especially of materials, while give is the amount of, let's say, bending that something undergoes. Give is something like when there is a force applied to it. So I'll give you a call tomorrow. There is a force applied to it because you're going to dial a telephone number. Yeah. Okay, next. Thank you. That is give. Next. Can you blank the phone, please? Can you blank the phone, please? So what do you think? Answer or respond to. Which one is better? Which one is better that comes along? Thank you, Peter. Yes, Gab. Yes, Justina, Lukash. Very good. Can you answer the phone? Yes, Kuba. As simple as that. Can you answer the phone, please? As simple as that. Very good. Yes, Teresa. Correct. Sanya, thank you. Next. Please blank the line. Yeah. So when you are actually calling someone or an agency or office, and then you want to talk to a specific person, answered by a secretary or someone. Thank you, Gab. Yes, Justina, Peter, Beata, Lukash. Okay. Please hold the line. Thank you, Anya. Yes, Kuba. All right, correct. It's hold the line. Sanya, correct. Next. Told ya. I asked him to blank a message. So what do you think in this case? When you're on the phone, imagine the situation, you're on the phone, and then what you're going to do is you're going to blank a message. Okay, Christina. Yes, Maya. Yes, Gab. Okay. Yes, Lukash Kuba, correct. Take a message, right? You're gonna take a message first before you will write it down. Correct. So it is take a message. Very good. Correct. Yes, thank you, Peter. Next, one more time. Yes, take sounds better. You're right. Next, I'm sorry, but the line is blank. But the line is blank. What do you think? Engaged or busy? I'm sorry, but the line is blank. Engaged or busy? You know, this is really tricky, to tell you honestly. This is tricky, this part. Okay, busy, busy, busy. Thank you, Anya, Peter, Justina, Beata, Lukash. Yes, Gab. Okay, let me tell you. The answer is can be both. Let me tell you. The reason why they are both correct is because in British English, you will hear engage more frequently. In American English, they whether tell you that busy is more used than engaged. So let's say, for example, I would like to add as well that we don't often say telephone line. The telephone line is busy. No, we don't really say it something like that. We usually simplify the line is busy. Well, because the context or the situation is normally enough to know if we are talking about a telephone line. Yeah. So, right, in this case, again, it's both correct. It just depends whether we are following British English or American English. Okay, next, one more time. Every time I try to call, I get blank signal. What do you think? I get blank signal every time I try to call. So, what do you think is the best word for this? Mm-hmm. Anyone? It's okay. All right. Occupied or busy? Mm-hmm. So you already have a clue over there, actually. The clue that we have here is like, as you can see, the preceded word is get, and get is ending in letter T. Thank you, Peter. Okay, yes, and another Peter. Yes, Beta, Gabriela, Lukash. So in this case, actually, every time I try to get a call, I get a busy signal. Thank you, Justina. Thank you, Peter. Well, let's say in conversational situation, we can use both occupied signal, something like that. However, if we're going to be strict following the grammatical rule, the word get, the preceded word get, is ending in letter T. So in this case, it should be followed by a, which is, it's better if we will use a busy signal. Okay, next, one more time. I still have more here. Okay, I think there's something wrong with my phone. When I pick up the receiver, I don't get a dialing blank. What do you call that? What do you call that when you hear it on a telephone? There's something wrong with my phone. When I pick up the receiver, I don't get a dialing blank. What is that? Mm-hmm. It's the ting. You know, the one that you hear, the one that you hear on the receiver. It's okay. Thank you, Lukash. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, Justina, Maya. It's all right. No worries. And it is actually dialing tone. Dial tone. It's okay. No problem. Although at some point we may think maybe it's signal, but no, we're talking about the tone that we hear. Ten. Yeah. Okay, very good. Thank you, Anya. Yes, Justina, tone. Next. I think the restaurant is closed. Every time I call, I get a recorded blank, recorded message, or recorded voice. Yeah, what do you think? This is nice. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, when you call an establishment that is actually closed, for example, so we've got there, okay, recorded message, recorded voice, recorded message. Okay, I can see different answers. Justina, Beata, Peter, Gab. To be honest with you, I searched it. Really, I tried to search it because I understand that it is really confusing and found out that it is the same as this is the same as the other collocation earlier when you've got busy signal or occupy, engage. Line is engaged or line is busy. Yeah. So it can be either a recorded message or a recorded voice. Yeah. Okay, it both have the same function and it's fine. Okay, next, one more time. So, I phoned the number I was given, but a man told me I had the blank number. So, what word do we need to use? False or wrong number? False number, wrong number. Mm-hmm. What do you think? Yes. False number, wrong. Thank you, Justina. Yes. Peter, Anya, Lucas. See, there's a lot of phone collocations, phrases in English, isn't it? Correct. Very good. It is wrong number. Thank you, Powell. Yes, Sanya. Yes, Peter, Gab, Beta. Good. Next, one more time. If you don't, if you don't know the number, you can look it up in the phone. What? We just talk about it. What is it? Is it phone directory? Is it phone pages? Yeah, I gave you that collocation earlier. So, yes, now we have 45 people. But hey, it's all right. Send your message in a chat box or privately, no worries. Thank you, Justina, Beata, Gab, Peter, Maya, Anya. Phone directory. For pages, we need to say yellow pages, yeah? Okay, next. I asked the hotel reception to organize blank call in the morning. So I know Europeans always go on a holiday. Yes, right? So when you are on a holiday and you're at a hotel, for instance, or maybe a business trip, you want the reception. Okay, very good. That's correct. Thank you, Justina, Peter, Anya, Gab, Beta. A wake up call in the morning. Yes, we don't say alarm call. Yeah, never. Okay, next. Do you have a blank line in your house? This is the one. This is the one that we're talking about. It's connected to phone. What do you call that? Is it a cable line in your house or is it a landline in your house? Yes, thank you, Senya, Powell, Kuba, for the answers. Thank you, Gab. Yes, it is a landline. We're talking about a landline. A cable line, a cable phone, let's say, makes use of a high-speed broadband network to transmit voice calls, while a landline makes use of now fiber optic phone lines, if I'm not mistaken. However, to tell you honestly, both systems are similar in function, but go about transmission differently. So, to be honest, it can also be cable line in your house. However, of course, since we're talking about collocations, we can just say landline. But technically, cable line is also possible. Yeah. Okay, next. Last one for today. His phone has been busy. Sorry. His phone has been blank because he didn't pay the phone bill. Disconnected or discontinued? Anyone? What do you think? So when you have like phone line, yes, thank you, Justina, Peter. I told you this lesson today is really easy. And then at the same time, I hope that you find it really useful to refresh yourselves with phrases in English connected with phone. Yes, it's okay, Lucas. It's okay, Peter. No problem. Thank you, Maya. Yes, Kuba, Beata, Gab, Anya, Senya. It's disconnected. Right. Okay. See? So that's about it for today's lesson. And let me close my webinar with you saying, I finally realize it. People are prisoners of their phones. That's why they are called cell phones. Right. I hope that you get the message. And of course that you find it useful for our collocations today. Tomorrow I will be there at around 4 p.m. to tell you about English phrases to say when it's raining. Yeah. And yeah, I hope that tomorrow I will still see similar names. 4 p.m. tomorrow anyway. And after that, my next webinar would be on Friday. So, but really, I appreciate it. Thank you for today. Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you, Peter. That is correct. The agreement is discontinued. The phone line is disconnected. Correct. I'll see you around. Have a good evening. See you on the platform. Thank you. Goodbye.